Invincible Season 4! Okay, let's get right into it. Animation is still really bad, and if you disagree, let me know in the comments. But time and time again, that defenders and meat riders of Invincibles have been proven wrong. Okay, let's not compare Invincible to an anime, but like another non-anime, like North American animation like Vox Machina or Castlevania or X-Men 97. I said those names and it's putting fear into your soul because you know I'm right. They have better animation, and there it really isn't an excuse for me. Invincible, as Amazon's one of Amazon's biggest shows, right? It's pulling Amazon so much money, right? And there's really no excuse for the animation to look the way it does. Okay, another major issue brought up this season is the power scaling issues, right? Some people are saying that power scaling doesn't matter. Those people are stupid. Of course power scaling matters, because if Mark can lift and stop meters coming to Earth but can't stop a ship from crashing down by himself, like what is that? And Mark can't beat that Maz ass dragon character in one punch. But to be honest, I thought he couldn't beat Mr. Lu because of like a hacks, because of his dragon body was like indestructible, while you had to actually have to go off with his real body to defeat him. But I don't know, maybe I'm just making stuff up, like how people have to make up the adrenaline theory, right? And I also recently just saw a video from like a guy who makes comics, and another contemporary of mine who makes videos on TikTok about anime or animation content, right? And I just saw that video, and the comic guy, he was saying that, oh, you know, blah blah blah, like, oh, the comic made this much money. That's cool. Invincible can make so much money, it doesn't matter, right? There's still a major flaw that there's a power scaling issue here, okay? But we also got to see things like the Viltrumites turn their hands into like swords, and they just do like ching ching ching, right? And they can just kill anybody with that. And I just don't understand why they don't spam that all the time. And how the hell does Mark survive Conquest digging in Mark's guts? I mean, like, he was all up in them guts, so deep, just digging and digging in Mark's guts. Conquest was just digging in Mark's guts. And Oliver is a fraud, and he hasn't won one fight, and he loses and loses, and he loses really bad. Like, he got his jaw ripped off. Like, it's crazy, right? And Drag didn't do anything. Just boom. I feel like the bug side of Oliver really makes him weak, because he it's just so easy to rip him apart and just do shit to him. Anyway, like at this point, Oliver is more of a distraction than anything else, and we're getting like accusation that Battle Beast might be a fraud. Like, Battle Beast is not a fraud. He lost the drag in space, right? First of all, space is not Battle Beast's like best like ground to fight dragon, right? Even though his power scale is kind of off, we can kind of rationalize this, right? The best situation for Battle Beast would be if you were to fight drag like on ground, where there's some like gravity, like, and he can breathe. That would be the best situation. Second of all, Battle Beast is not on fraud watch because he lost to drag. The guy who literally made a vortex while charging up a punch and then punching Nolan all the way into outer space with no momentum, by the way. That is literally unheard of. And that is just what happens when you go against the top of the verse, along with Debbie, of course.
You know what? I missed you.
So is Nolan a fraud, and is the whole cast on fraud watch just because they lost to drag? And Zoe is on fraud watch because she's been useless this season, you know, but more useful than Oliver, of course. But it's because Zoe, she can fight, she fights, and like she's kind of useful. But it's like when she's fighting at a Viltrumite, it's like she's losing bad. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know, this is low-key kind of bad writing, I'm not gonna lie. There is nothing wrong with the voice acting, except that it feels like they sent all the money for the voice acting instead of like the animators. Like, Robert Kirkman is lining his friends' pockets rather than focusing on making the show look good. Next up is Drag. Like, his drag is strong, okay? I don't think anybody was arguing that drag wasn't strong, okay? But the issue with drag was his voice. Like, we expected him to sound very intimidating, right? Very strong, right? He just kind of like a weak. So Conquest has a good voice actor, and Didius sound has a good voice actor, right? I think that's Optimus Prime from Transformers for Didius, right? But Drag's voice is just really just not intimidating at all. But by far my favorite character this season is Lucian. He's just a low-key funny kind of guy. Anyway, this season Mark is becoming more ruthless and killing people he should be killing, because if he doesn't kill these people, they're gonna come back and kill more people. Very simple, man. Kill the person who's gonna kill more people. So I'm happy he's coming back. He's coming around to realizing this, but he's still very emotional and edgy a lot of times. Like, he's just crying. And Eve's dad is insufferable, but I can't lie, he has some good points and makes some good takes sometimes. Next, we saw the rise of the Squid Mars alien things come back all the way from season 1, and Rudy deals with them, leading him to have a mentality switch to become more ruthless. And the aliens from season 1 return for another ass whooping. We also got to see Paul fit better into the Grayson family as he takes his role as a father more actively. But that changes by the end as, you know, Mark comes back from like a 10-month time skip. To them it was a 10-month time skip, right? But Mark comes back and like they broke up already. So the Paul arc is over, guys. The Paul arc is officially over, and he's just friend zoned. That's weird. Okay, this is why you don't date your co-workers, guys, because now it's just really awkward. Don't date your co-workers. We also got to see more lore dumping of the Viltrumites lore and how devastating the Scourge virus was for the Viltrumites. Plot twist, Didius made the Scourge virus, right? And we also got to see the Great Purge, which was really interesting to see, as we got to see Nolan's parents or Mark's grandparents and how brutal society is for them. So what Nolan did to Mark in season 1 wasn't all his fault, but rather Nolan passing down generational trauma, or more like generational ass whooping. Nolan and Alan team up to find items that can help them defeat the Viltrumites in the war, but Nolan can't get any sleep because Alan is taking Tila to Pound Town every night. Mark's and
Cecil! I need you, Cecil!
Cecil's relationship is still wobbly, but don't tell Mark that
Cecil!
Cecil let Conquest live. The Hellhawk was the least best episode this season, but I can imagine that the plot is going to come back around later for later season. Also, the devil is a fraud, like always. I also like how we got to see Drag's character show, as he cares about Viltrumites and how he's hesitant to kill Mark, and like he's just not a big bag evil villain who doesn't care about anything. He cares about his people, and that's what makes him strong, right? It's because Drag just has like a rational mind. He's like when he was like at the last episode, he's like, yo, listen to me, Mark. I could either destroy the world or you could just let us live in peace. Obviously, Mark, you know, he can't beat Drag, right? Maybe he should be thinking about training from the start, but whatever, right? I guess he's not doing that. Drag gave him an ultimatum. He's like, listen, we can fight and everybody's gonna die, or you can let us live in peace, and yeah, that's gonna happen, right? So Drag isn't like just war, destruction. He's a person you can kind of reason with, right? But he does need to be taken out. But he's kind of like, you know, he's not an all bad kind of guy, you know? Anyway, I found it really weird that Drag was able to speed blitz Nolan, Mark, and Didius and rip off Didius' head. Like, they really never saw that coming. Like, don't we have like speed feats? Like, they should be able to see Drag moving and able to stop it or block it, but he just speed blitz the hell out of all of them. This is either like a scaling issue or just how above Drag is in strength to everyone, right? Anyway, the season ends with Mark having PTSD of Drag. I mean, that's how strong Drag is, right? Like, giving Mark PTSD of him. But I blame Mark. Like, Mark is crying about how strong Drag is. Oh, he can kill my whole family. He can do this, he can do that, right? And he's crying about like Eve having an abortion and whatnot, and like leaving Eve. Right, what you really need to be doing, right, is to be thinking, yo, okay, the real questions like he needs to be asking is like, how do I move like Drag? Yo, no, Dad, can you teach me how to move like Drag? How do I fight? How do I punch? Like, can you teach me how to do martial arts? Can I take some martial arts? Cecil, can you teach me martial arts? Can you teach me this? Can you teach me that? How do I become a stronger version of myself? Right, you are literally the protector of the earth, right? And like, he doesn't know, all he knows how to do is throw strong punches. Like, honestly, it's all Mark's fault. It's all his fault. But I feel like Mark will never train or like try to get stronger, just because I feel like that's just the way of the writing of the show, right? But who knows? Anyway, I'm giving season 4 of Invincible a B or an 8 out of 10 in my rankings. Why? Because it's fun to watch. Nothing about Invincible stands out, but it's fun to watch even if it's so flawed. I still love watching Invincible, and I'll be watching season 5 just as contently. So let me know what you thought about season 4 of Invincible. Did you hate it? Did you like it? Did you just think it was mid? Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you for another video. Go check out these other videos for more content by me.